Today's video is discussing how to improve the use of your hands with specific emphasis upon range of motion or mobility exercises. I hope you really enjoy the content and material in this video, and if so, please subscribe. So to get started, two stretches that should help pretty much anyone who's watching this video is to stretch the forearm flexors and to stretch the forearm extensors. This relates to what a lot of people have heard of tennis elbow and golfer's elbow, depending on if you perform a lot of flexion or extension activities. The way to address these issues in part is to stretch the forearm. Come down with wrist flexion to stretch the forearm extensors, and you can either just come down and hold on the hand, which is perfectly fine. If you're not feeling much of a stretch there, I would do it the way that I do it, which is turning the wrist in about 90 degrees, bringing in your fingers, and then coming here, and definitely feel much more of a stretch. Now, golfer's elbow and tennis elbow are really common conditions. There's over 200,000 cases per year in the US that are reported. The second stretch is again to stretch the wrist flexors by moving into wrist extension here. Now, if you don't feel much of a stretch, what you can do is move further up on the fingers. Now, dosage of these stretches is 30-second holds, 2 sets. Another stretch that's easy to do at home that may be helpful to you is what's referred to as a prayer stretch. This is again to stretch the forearm flexors, the wrist flexors. But if you don't feel much of a stretch here, I'd go back to the wrist extension stretch that we just covered. Next exercise I'll cover is referred to as a tendon glide. This exercise is really helpful, especially if you have any stiffness or especially if your hand feels really tight. So the purpose of the exercise, as the name suggests, is to help your tendons just to move a bit easier in your hands. The way to do this exercise is to perform 5 movements in a row. The first is referred to as a hook. Then we come down. Then we go into a full fist, tight fist, and repeat. Hook, out, full fist, tight fist, repeat. Starting to get it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Following an injury, a lot of the times the tendons can tighten up, the hands feels really stiff, and that's the main use of a tendon glide. So I hope you find it really helpful. Now, when you work on this exercise, you want to do 5 cycles of the 5 movements. So again, hook, out, full fist, tight fist, repeat. Exactly. You're starting to get it. Another exercise that can be used to improve hand function is referred to as finger opposition. So this is great for range of motion, especially for a hand that just had an injury, maybe is quite painful. So basically what you're trying to do is touching your thumb to each finger one at a time, back and forth through the motion. If you're trying your tendon glides and finger opposition and you're really not feeling much of a stretch, well, I'd actually recommend to focus more on the strengthening exercises. So feel free to do yourself a favor and check out my last video, which is about hand improvement with the use of strengthening exercises. I hope you find it really helpful. Alright, so this video has all been about improving the use and function of your hands with the use of flexibility exercises. But there are so many different topics I could post about. It all depends on what you guys would like to see. So please post your comments below and subscribe so I can do my best to create a meaningful video for you. This is Dr. John Mayo, physical therapist. Really hoping that this program is helpful either for you or for a loved one and helps to improve quality of life.